Guys, it is that panda guy, and I'm here again with another video, and I kind of wanted to go over one of the new heroes, Sven. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm probably not. I'm just gonna call him the Night Devil because that's his little nickname above his name. But the Night Devil, this is kind of cool, and this was an old hero that we used to have in the game, so I'm pretty excited to have him back. And we're gonna go over his skills, all that stuff, and just kind of talk about the Night Devil a little bit, and kind of say if he's like gonna be new meta. And so, little tip right here, he's not the best. I mean, he's a good hero, right? But because like of Catherine and stuff, it kind of makes him in a bad spot, and I'll explain that just a little bit. And basically, I want to say like the new hero is really good. The other hero, which is gonna be obtainable through roulette spins, so pretty cool. And she's gonna probably be paired with Kath as long as you have Catherine up, to a good level. And that's really going to be considered if maybe you spend a ton of money on the game and you can get her skill up. So if you can't, Steven or the Night Devil might be a really good hero for you to pair with the new roulette hero as long as you can get her up. And in any case that you don't spend money, you can always probably get this dude up and use him as a leader to Cynthia. And I will say that although I'm not really sure how I feel about him leading Cynthia, I do think that he's preferable. And the biggest issue I have with him is because of his support tree. And I'm going to kind of go through his little strategy guide real quick so you guys can look at this. I'm going to explain why his support tree isn't ideal. So when you guys look at this, I mean, this is probably going to be his field fighting tree. And I mean, he's also a siege hero. He has like a little siege tree over there. So that's pretty promising, being able to siege bases as a primary hero. It's pretty cool. But I mean, you really consider like support, and I mean, he still has rage skills, and that's why you're gonna be targeting this side. But when you consider like other heroes who have skill trees or whatever, they're gonna be doing just they're gonna have way better like rage buildup and stuff. And that's the biggest problem about this guy, that his rage buildup isn't gonna be as ideal compared to other heroes. And I mean, he is a good hero. His skills aren't bad, but his the fact that he's a support, like his support tree, kind of scuffs him a bit, and it kind of forces you to pair him with Cynthia as long as like your Kath isn't good enough to be paired with your, Bella. And Bella's gonna be like the main hero here, but I'll kind of go over his skills now. I don't want to like waste your time. So when you guys consider his first skill, it is actually pretty nice because you guys can look at his. So it's rage required 1,000 like every other hero. It deals direct damage directly to a targeted squad, and that can go from 3,600 damage up to 12,000 damage, which is pretty insane. It also increases your travel speed by 15% for 5 seconds. And I also want to mention that, this is only if you're going to be running away right after you do a skill. So I will say he's probably going to be pretty good for hit and runs. So you might like fight a squad, get his skill thing off, and then you run off because he's going to be that much faster for a few seconds, which is pretty cool. And then you look at his awaken skill. Actually, wait. Okay, I thought it was something else, but I'm gonna go on to the second skill. I also want to mention that his travel speed goes from 15% up to 50%. So after that skill, like depending on the level of the skill, you're gonna be able to just dash out of there, and it'd be pretty nice to do hit and runs with this hero if you're really not, if you're trying to fight as ideally as possible. It's just way, I don't know. I mean, it'd be better off just swarming against squads, but if you're in like an unfavorable position or you're trying to do maximum damage with the least amount of losses, hit and runs would probably be good with a skill like this. And we're going to look at his second skill. And increases the rider squad's attack by 6%, which can also go up to 20% depending on the skill's level. And then defense increased by 6% up to 20% as well, depending on the skill's level. It goes from 6 to 8 to 10 to 14 to 20. So that is still pretty nice, being a passive skill and everything. So yeah, we're going to look at his third skill now. And when leading only rider squads, damage taken is reduced by 5%. And that can go up to 15%. This skill is pretty insane because now when I'm looking at his skills, it kind of tells me that he's going to be a monster when it comes to like tanking damage and just kind of being unideal to swarm down, right? Because I also want to mention that his awaken skill is going to be reduces counter damage taken by 20%, meaning that when you're hitting a squad, basically there's going to be counter damage coming back at you. and that damage that you're going to be getting reflected back at you is going to be reduced by 20%, which is kind of insane. And then you consider his other skills, how he has like one on his second skill, his passive defensive skill right here, as well as his third skill where the damage taken is reduced by up to 15%. It's just kind of insane when you think of him as a tanky manner. And if your Cynthia isn't good, you could always pair this guy with Park when you really think about it. Park would be a good support of this guy, being the fact that he's so tanky. And you could honestly use him as more of a tanky rider hero if you really wanted. So I don't know. I'm just blabbing a bit. Also reduces the damage taken by 4% during a siege, which can go up to 12%. And you guys keep seeing the pattern. His damage taken keeps getting lowered. His defensive skills or defensive, stuff overall is just high. His basic attacks have a 20% chance to deal additional damage, the damage factor being up 350 to up to 1010 damage, which makes a pretty considerable difference. So I'm assuming that it's gonna be. Oh yeah, so it's just like random attacks, basic attacks. So that's pretty nice, and that's only in the case that you're fighting, let's say, a base, you're fighting a fort, or you're fighting a town or something, because it's only gonna be doing it to garrison squads. But that is still very effective, and that makes him a pretty good siege hero. So I do think this hero is going to be pretty good and effective. And I also want to mention that it seems like this hero is going to be an endless war hero and obtainable through that, compared to Bella, where she's going to be attainable through roulette. And I'm guessing that he's going to be in the next endless war, so look forward to that, the next endless war, like that. Or top commander, it's now top commander. I always call it endless war, but yeah. I do hope this video and the overview was kind of helpful, because I kind of just wanted to chat about the new heroes and their uses and how they're going to be like effective on the battlefield. So I do hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I hope you guys do consider getting these heroes, because they do look like they might be meta or meta. I don't even know how to pronounce that right. I pronounce everything wrong at this point. But I do hope you guys have a good day, and you guys, peace out.